Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Tonight is our first show of the new year, and we're very excited to be here. We ended on a really positive note, a really high note, and we're starting on a really high note, and we're just excited that you're here with us. So just remember, you can watch us live on my Facebook page, the What's the Story with Maria Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel, which is the What's the Story with Maria YouTube channel. And then we go, you can catch us in replays and podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So please feel free to do that. Already, look who's joined us. Well, Leo, why don't you hit that promo to start the show?
Yeah, big fish, small pond, days free, and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. Jesus, speak me as I want to be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
So that is the very, very, very handsome and hot Adam Sank. He's going to be on our show tonight. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I love Adam. I love his material, and he's doing a show next week on the West Coast, and we want to talk about it, although we'll talk about all the great stuff he does. First, let's say hi to our listeners. Danielle. Hello, Danielle of D's Enlightened Edits. Happy Tuesday and Happy New Year to you as well, Maria and Leo. And we love Danielle. Danielle of Damsel Designs, damseldesigns.com. And on Instagram, D's Enlightened Edits. Danielle is a spiritual healer. She's a medium. She's a psychic. She's an astrologer. She does everything. Everything that will make you feel good and grounded. Go and check out Danielle's website at damseldesigns.com. DAMCL designs.com. Okay, and Kenny Holcomb, Mr. Oh Holy Night himself. Kenny, I just sent your recording that you recorded at the duplex of your beautiful rendition to our friend from last week, Adrian Christian, who's such a sweetheart, and he loved it. He loved it. Anyway, okay, so I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. First Hanukkah happened, then Christmas happened, then Kwanzaa happened, then New Year's Eve. So much to celebrate and enjoy. And I got to tell you, I really enjoyed this holiday season. I was in the spirit right away, and I stayed in the spirit. I'm still in the spirit. I kind of wish it wasn't over. I love this time of year so much. Leo, why don't you join me, honey bunny? Here's our sidekick, Leo Rodriguez. Where is he? He's going to join us any second. There is a Leo Rodriguez.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going over
Leo,
my calendar
what are you
dates.
looking at? Oh,
I was just going over my January calendar dates.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
very important dates.
Very important. We have to talk about this. So we are so excited. Yeah. We are so excited about our Nothing But the Apron calendar, which is out. Not only is it out, but I sold a bunch already, and we had to reorder already. So that's like exciting. That's very exciting.
Hot tamales.
Hot, this thing. So what do we have in here? If you don't know what this is, we have aprons that we sell, of course. And this calendar are some of our listeners and friends wearing nothing but the apron. So to start, I mean, we have so many. This is Nicholas. Oh my God, how hot is Nicholas?
Let me tell you, there's snow tomorrow, but I think it's going to turn into a monsoon if I keep this picture open.
I know. So Nicholas Connell, he is not just a gorgeous hunk of man. He is the musical director and one of the co-creators of Titanic on Broadway. And he plays at the Duplex quite often. He fills in as the musical director. He's on the sub list at Brandy's. And he's from Massachusetts like me. And he is so friggin' cute. What are people writing? That is... Oh, Eugenia. LOL, Leo, she's laughing. Andy Prosky says, "Hey Leo, Eugenia Mesa Dominguez, my sweetheart, said this is bad. Maria is fanning herself. Honey, you don't think I can't? She can't take it.
Hey, hot is hot. Hot is hot.
I'm fanning myself because the radiator is on in my apartment and they blast it.
There we go.
As you know, in Washington. But why? You don't think Nicholas is so hot? I think he's so hot. Oh my God. Last week, you know what she said to me? She goes, "Oh my God, I think you're straight." That's what she said. Sure.
I've seen the softball equipment in front of your
Yes, thank you.
I can verify.
You can verify, for Christ's sakes. What's he drinking? He's drinking a delicious cup of coffee. Probably from his keto that he made this morning. Or maybe, who knows?
He's a cup of kindness. He'll drink a cup of kindness, dear.
I think he's having I don't know, maybe he's having a Bailey's and coffee this early in the morning. He's pretty relaxed
there on that couch.
And look at Danielle's laughing at Judy. Judy is very jealous. I mean, it's Nicholas. He could be my son, for Christ's sakes. And, anyway, he's so cute. I love Nicholas. But anyway.
That's just January for our whole...
Yeah, it's just January. So let me just tell you guys, and as Leo will back me up, I don't know what she's talking about now. Leo will back me up. We have calendars. We just reordered, but they are limited. So please, I'm not going to reorder after this one because then, you have to sell them. It's a time-sensitive product, merchandise, as they call it. So if you want a calendar, please, they're only $10. This version is shorter and lighter, smaller and lighter. So if you would like a calendar, please reach out to me.
For the purpose of fanning.
Fanning yourself. Please reach out to me ASAP, and I will get them out to you. You can reach me at Maria Gentili at AOL. You can reach me at What's the Story with Maria at Gmail. You can just text me if you have my number. You can Facebook message me, and then you can pay us through Venmo or PayPal or whatever. We'll work it out. I'm not worried about that. All I need is your address to get it to you. If you're in the city, I'm at the Duplex on Wednesday nights. You can come and pick them up. And I'm at Brandy's on Fridays and Saturdays. So please come and get your Nothing But the Apron calendar and look at all the hotties on the back. So there are some months there are 2 hotties, right?
That's right.
And so actually, look at 12 months. I'm thinking 15 hotties here. Yeah. So what does that come to? 80 cents a hottie. I mean, you really can't go. That's a pretty cost effective.
I love cheap thrills. Oh.
So, hot toddy. Okay, thank you, Andy Prasky. Andy, I've always said to you, there's always room on the calendar if you want to be in one of the months. Judy, my girlfriend, has been Eugenia Mesa. She was Miss October 2022. So, you've been in the calendar, and she was thinking about doing it this year and then, didn't want to do it. But Corey, our friend Corey, is Miss December. She was the understudy for Judy, and there she is now. So that's December. I can't
believe they let her take a picture in that alleyway, let me tell you.
She was up on her roof. Up on her roof, and it was cold. She did it. What's Leo's... Oh, go ahead. Dee wants to know, do you have diesel like that? What's Leo's favorite month?
2024.
The whole year?
Woo!
The whole year is good. The whole year is good. I got to tell you, I love them all, but I have a special place in my heart for Mr. May. Mr. May. He's our friend from across the pond, and he is really straight, and he volunteered. Listen, I don't chase anybody to do this. If people want to do it, they come to us, and they say, can I be in it? I already have, next year's 2025, I have already 5 people that want to do it.
I was about to say that. We're booking up.
Yeah, we're booking up. We book up really quickly. So
I have to say,
there's
in our calendar.
There's what?
Pumpkins in our calendar.
There are pumpkins in the calendar.
Yep. There's
where people are in the. Yep. There are people. People are camping. There are a lot of different scenarios. I have
to say, one of my favorites though.
Yeah.
Is Maget.
Is Maget.
Mine, as in my J. Enrique.
Oh, he's adorable.
Because I love it, and I love I love the nod
art direction.
the author. Yes, the art direction as well as the theme behind it. And I used to sing with Jay all the time, and so I miss Jay and I love Jay. So that's one of my favorites. But the temperature goes up and down. So
I know, I'm telling you. But it's something you can enjoy. You can hang it. You can hang it by your desk, or you can put it in your backpack.
That's right.
And
if you're Campanaro, you've got all your.
Susie Campanaro pulls it right out, and she just pulls it out no matter where we are. We could be teaching, we could be at Stonewall. She pulls it out, and so anyway.
And we had the first time she did that, I think there was a nip slip. Then she pulled out August, which was my month.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Okay, let me see. Oh, so Rick says he got the calendar. Rick, I just heard from Rick. You know what I am going to do before we bring on, speaking of hotties, before we bring on our hottie Adam Sank, I am going to just check into my What's the Story with, my other page. Yeah, because I want to, what happens is this runs live on 2 different pages. And so I want to make sure I'm on 2 different pages because sometimes people will comment from one page or the other. So let me. Okay, hold on, put that down. Okay, and there we are. Okay, so Andy Presky, we have Eugenia Mesa Dominguez, Lynn Portis, genius, has checked in. Judy and I spent New Year's Eve with Lynn and her wonderful husband Joe out in Long Island. We had a wonderful, very relaxing time. Andy Prasky, we have Rick Sudi Caritas, Kenny Holcomb has joined us, lots of great people. So, okay, we have a lot of listeners from all over the country, right? And people that watch our show. What, honey?
Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law.
Okay. Oh, the baby.
Yep. Hold on, let me get a little.
So you are an uncle now.
I am an uncle again, although she's a girl. Am I an auntie? No. And you can see her in there.
My God.
That's my niece and her little sister.
Oh, my God. How cute are they? That is
adorable. She was born on Thursday. And let me just remember her name because...
Gianna.
It's Gianna Marcella.
Yeah, I remember that because I have a cousin Gianna too. Gianna is my cousin Gina Savino's daughter, and now she has a baby.
I tried to get him to do Diana, but
I like Gianna. I like the name Gianna. It's Italian. It's a female version of Gianno, which is John.
She is born. She is resting. She's not a crier, from what I understand.
I love it.
So
congratulations, Leo. That's wonderful. You're an uncle again. I love that. All girls, you're surrounded by girls.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm going to stay on this mountain until all the diapers need to be changed.
Good for you. I love that. Somebody has to do it. Rena Quignali-Bergi says, congratulations, T.O. Leo. That's right. All right, wonderful things are happening, and new adventures and new little babies being born, and we love it. So congratulations to your sister-in-law and your brother, and you and your family.
Yeah, with all the stuff that goes on, guys, life still goes on.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I remember because Susie Mosher, who's a funny comedian and singer and all kinds of things, I remember it was during COVID, like in the height of COVID, like crazy. Everybody's on lockdown, and she and her wife had a baby. And I remember following this baby on Facebook and thinking like, oh, okay, all right, there was a baby born during COVID. There's hope. And I would just follow this baby's progress, and it was like very hopeful, so there's always new life. Okay, now the East Coast knows how great, funny, and handsome our guest is tonight. Now he has taken it to the West Coast. He's taken it to Palm Springs, and we want to talk about that. So are we ready for this hottie? Speaking of hotties, look, even he's surrounded by flames. Flames. He's ahead of us. His name is Adam Sank. He's a comedian. He's also my friend. I love him. And I met him through our friend Michael Isaacs. And so I can't say enough about Adam Sank. So can we zoom him in?
Dun 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 dun.
Ah,
Here I
there
am.
he is. Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Oh my God, you should be one of our calendar boys next year.
You know, when you were showing the calendar, I got very bitter because I am famous for wearing an apron and nothing else when I'm cooking.
Is that true? I know you're famous for being naked a lot because
Yeah.
I am.
But specifically, I love to show my ass and not my dick. So an apron naked is perfect for me.
Well, Adam, we might have to save you a month because
February, please.
you want to be Mr. February next year.
100%.
Okay, I'm putting it down. I'm writing it in the book.
In shape now. I'll start lifting.
You don't
now.
have to. You're already in shape, Mr. February. Adam Sank. That's it. You're in.
Thank you.
Oh my God, beautiful next year. Okay, honey.
I can already tell this year's workload is just going to be too much for me.
Because you remember, I don't know if you know, but Leo has to comb through tirelessly because people will submit, 4 pictures, 5 pictures. Leo has to comb through each one to find.
And Adam's going to do it. I'm going to start.
I know. Prepare now. Get some ice.
For my nipple.
Oh my God. Oh, go for it. Go for it. So, all right, honey, first of all, you're so funny. We love you. But I was telling Leo earlier, I don't know if everybody knows because they know you as a comedian, but you're also a great singer.
I'm not a great singer. You're a great singer. I'm a comedian who loves to sing. And,
I think you're a great singer.
And does so rather poorly. But I do enjoy it. And Michael Isaacs has always been so generous with me, first at Rose's Turn and then at the Duplex, inviting me up to the piano to sing one of my favorite songs. But I'm really no singer. I can carry a tune.
I think you're wonderful. I don't know. Whatever. You have your own way of looking at it. But anyway, Adam does you do any songs in this particular show, the Bad Dates show?
No, this is all speaking, storytelling, actually.
Okay.
And some bending over, as you can see.
I saw that. But you're in great shape, so it's okay. So what do we need to know about Bad Dates?
So this came about, I had retired from stand-up. I really had burnt out on it and did not enjoy it anymore and just didn't need it in my life anymore. So I retired, and for 4 years, the only gigs I took were like the occasional corporate gig, like a private corporate thing that paid a lot of money and wasn't fun, but I just was like, I can't turn down the money. And I didn't really miss it. And then this great guy down in Florida, Ronnie Larson, he runs a theater called The Foundry. You know The Foundry, right?
I do, because Lynn Portis, who is my musical director and best friend, she just had a show there that she wrote that ran
108 Waverly.
Waverly, isn't it wonderful? Did you see it?
Not only did I see it, this is so funny, Maria. What a coincidence. So I'll tell you the Lynn Portis portion in a second. But Ronnie reached out to me and said, I want to bring you back to the Foundry to do an hour. It can be anything you want.
Wow.
And for some reason, I just thought, I have all this material I've written in the past about bad dates, bad hookups, bad relationships. I've never put them all together. And I thought, all right, well, that's what I'll do. And it was just going to be old material. And then as I was putting it together, I kind of wasn't very excited about it. And I thought, what if I tell a story that isn't funny at all? What if I include the worst relationship story of my life, which is also the worst thing that ever happened to me?
Wow.
But then I was like, well, it can't just be tons of jokes and then tragedy and then the end, because the audience is going to be like, what the fuck? So I had to then shape it in a way where that would make sense and then create a takeaway at the end, sort of tying it all together. And it was totally different than anything I've ever done. And I was terrified. And before I brought it down to Florida, I decided to try it out at Stonewall.
Right.
So I did 4 performances, which all sold out. And then I added 2 more performances. And it was the greatest experience of my life on stage. I've never enjoyed doing a show as much as this. And I've never had the kind of reaction that I got from people, because they weren't only laughing, they were crying. They were coming up to me afterwards, thanking me for doing the show and telling me about their own experiences. And it was just a completely different thing.
Wow.
And so then I get down to Florida and I arrive on a Saturday and the first show is Sunday. And Ronnie says, we have this set built for a show we're doing called 108 Waverly. And it's a New York City apartment. So you're going to do your show in this apartment, but I want you to use the entire stage. I want you to use the furniture and the doors and the mirror and the bookshelf and I was like, well, Ronnie, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm just standing there with the mic. I'm not ready to like do like a whole staged show. He goes, yeah, you'll be fine. And he gave me all this direction in 1 hour. And the next day we opened, and it was like, he added so much to it and he kept saying to me, this is not a stand-up comedy show. This is a play. This is a one-man play, and you have to think of it that way.
Wow.
And you have to let it breathe, and you have to use your body and use the set. And it was like, I was so angry at him, but he was 100% right.
Wow.
And the show grew I did it 9 performances down there. By the 9th performance, the show had gone from 1 hour to 90 minutes. Because I just kept thinking of things to add to it.
Right.
And
wow, I love what you
videotaped it.
You know what's amazing is that there's a saying that says the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. And that's exactly what you just described. And what are the chances that you would be doing it on the stage right at 108 Waverly's set?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because it's did you see the show?
I did, and I loved it. I thought it was beautiful.
Right? Yeah.
Great
so
music.
My best friend and musical director, Lynn Portis, wrote the music. She's the composer for that show.
Yes.
So that is so
And
great.
my show was running in rep with, 108 Waverly ran for much longer than my show, but the 2 weeks that I was there, I was playing the nights that 108 Waverly wasn't in the theater.
Oh my God.
So we were playing at the same time. And I would start my show every night by saying, welcome to my apartment here at 108 Waverly Place. And everyone would start laughing because they knew that wasn't my set. That was their set.
Right. Oh, I love that.
It was so cool.
That's incredible. It was such a hit. I'm so happy, Adam. We were meant to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Lynn must have seen your show as well. How wonderful is that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Some of the cast came, and they were lovely, and they were so talented. I mean, I loved seeing them.
Yeah, and you know what I love about our community? For the most part, we are very supportive of each other.
I agree.
Yeah, I will say, like, there's a couple of little,
Hey, Lynn.
Yeah, this year she's so excited. So there's a couple of things, but for the most part, we're so supportive. And I know that particular theater is such an incredible, space to bring things to life. And that's 100%. What you did.
It's a laboratory, and Ronnie creates such a supportive place for artists. And, he's crazy, but he's also correct about everything. Right. And I overcame my own fears and just kind of did what he told me to do and trusted him, and it all worked out perfectly. So, and then we videotaped it. So the videotape is going to be available soon for people who can't see the show, because I'm not coming to watch it online.
Oh, so you have to let us know when that happens, when that videotape is out.
I will.
So we can promote that and get the word out.
Yeah, I totally will. So anyway, so next week I go to Palm Springs and I perform out there.
This is so exciting. So, okay, so you did the Florida show. It went beautifully.
Yes,
you got an incredible reception. I know that. And now, what made you want to go further west?
So, once the show was successful in New York and I started posting about it, I had all these people, mostly in Southern California, texting me and Facebooking me and saying, do the show out here. And I lived in San Diego for 2 years. So I know a fair amount of people out there. I've never lived in LA. I don't know LA very well. It would have made more sense to do this in LA because it's more centrally located and it's a major city. But for some reason, I had a lot of people in Palm Springs saying, come to Palm Springs, come to Palm Springs. And there's a porn star out there named Dallas Steele, who I've never had the pleasure of meeting in person, but I've had him on my podcast, and he's a great guy. And he was like, I can get you into this venue, Oscars, which is one of the best venues out there. They do a lot of cabaret shows, a lot of New York people, Broadway people, world famous drag queens. Lady Bunny was just there. They have really great performers, and they have a big space. Their indoor cabaret seats 86. And their outdoor cabaret seats over 200.
Wow.
So it was only going to be one night, and we sold it out. With 3 weeks to spare, we sold out January 11th. And
oh, my God.
I didn't want to move it outside because I just don't feel it's the right show for an outdoor space. It's not.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not singing. It's very intimate, and it's, like I said, it's
a
dark.
Theater piece. It's a theater piece.
It's exactly.
That's how I would look at it.
You would have all that traffic going by if you were outdoors anyway on that corner.
Oh, you know Oscars?
I know where it's, yeah.
He lives in Idlewild, which is up on the mountain.
Oh my God, are you going to come see me?
If I can get down the hill, I was trying to look at the dates and I can't, so no promises, but
all right.
If I can float down there.
But so they agreed to add a second show, and now I'm desperately trying to sell that one out in the time remaining. It's only 10 days away. Yeah,
but you'd be surprised. And we have a lot of friends out there, like a lot.
Please tell me.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna share the show with everybody, but also a lot of them that watch. And this is so cool. So Oscars is located in Palm Springs. Do you have an address for them?
I can pull it up right now. It's also on that flyer.
Oh, okay. So we'll just Leo will pull it up at some point.
I compulsively check their website every 5 minutes to see how many more tickets I've sold.
So what's the website for it? It's
OscarsPalmSprings.com.
Oh, okay, good.
But you can also just go to my website, AdamSank.com, and I have a direct link to my specific show at Oscars.
Oh, I love that. Okay,
and it's at 125 East Taquitz Canyon Way.
Okay. East Taquitz Canyon Way.
There you go. It's right on the screen.
Beautiful. Yeah, we have a lot of friends out there.
And there are plenty of tickets left. So don't be shy.
The first show on January 11th is sold out. The second show was added, and it has plenty of seats. So that would be the show that you'd have to choose.
Exactly.
So you could, but I always think second shows are better because no matter where you are. I mean, I know a lot of people like to go to opening night, but second shows for me are always better because you kind of see where you're at. You see what works. And then
if you click on podcast, that's where you'll find, that's actually the main page. My podcast is over, but I haven't fixed that. So if you scroll down, there's the poster. And then below that are the 2 dates in Palm Springs. You can click on either of those links, and it'll take you, if you click on the second one, the title.
Yeah.
Bad dates in Palm Springs. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And then get tickets.
And the tickets are super reasonable. I mean, I looked at the prices, and they're like, it's very reasonable. It's like,
if you had seen me at Stonewall, it only cost $10, but that's a very different kind of venue.
Yeah, no, but this is like, it is a theater piece. So let me just stop for a minute and acknowledge some of our people that have checked in.
Please.
Hector Garcia has checked in. Rebecca Whiteman has checked in. Liz Goldenberg has checked in. Hi, Liz. Hi, Rebecca. Hector, nice to see you, Hector Garcia. He's in Miami, I believe, but they travel all over. So a lot of our friends go out to Palm Springs. They have places out there, or they go for vacation. And so I know my friend Vinny Pugliese is out there quite a bit with his husband. And my friend Paul O'Halloran actually owns a beautiful restaurant called Paul Bar. And it's right there in Palm Springs. So I'll privately send you the address for that, so you can, if you're there and you want to get something absolutely delicious to eat, that's where you go.
Awesome.
So how long is the show?
Well, that's a good question. So like I said, by the time I finished it down in Wilton Manors, Florida, it was 90 minutes. I think once I'm back on a cabaret stage, kind of standing still, it'll probably be more like an hour 15. Okay. But I do keep finding new lines and I also, once I was doing it every night again and again, I became very conscious of like where the holes were. I was like, I should have told them that earlier, and I should explain that one a little more, and I don't really need that part. And you know how Ronnie said to me, he goes, this is how every play works. It's always a work in progress. It's never really done. And so I'm conscious of the fact that, an hour and a half is a long time to listen to someone talk without any breaks, without intermission. It worked great in Florida. I'd like to get it down to like an hour 10, an hour 15 for Palm Springs. Okay,
great. And so this is a book show now. I mean, I would call this is a theater piece. I mean, that's how I see it. And beautiful. And it's great that you're sharing it with people all across the country. Let me see. Liz Goldenberg says, love me some Palm Springs, was there in November. So you see, she's a New York girl.
Thank you, Len.
Yeah, a lot
Agreed.
of people go out there. Wishing you all the best in Palm Springs. So many of our friends go out there. My friend Rue is out there all the time, and they're all New Yorkers that either vacation.
Yeah, I have a lot of
there.
friends that winter out there as well.
Yeah, and even a lot of my Massachusetts friends are out there. I'm going to have to a lot of them watch the show anyway, so.
Oh, I should add that the show has been nominated for 2 Broadway World Cabaret Awards. And when they last showed the percentages of votes, I was leading in both categories. So,
oh my God! So what are the categories?
So it's Best Spoken Word Piece or Best Spoken Word Show, and the other one is Best Debut Show (parentheses run of shows).
Wow!
I think the other Best Debut Show is for a single performance only, and this was considered a run because I had 6 of them at Stonewall.
Wow!
So that was also a huge surprise, and now I'm trying to get it nominated for a MAC Award, so I can be up there with the Maria Gentilis of the world.
Listen, why not? You know what? I'll make a few phone calls. There's no reason you shouldn't be.
Well, I've been schmoozing the MAC members. I went to the MAC Christmas party.
Oh, okay.
I joined MAC. I've been posting little ads in the message board. So I don't even know who else would be in this category, but we'll see.
Wow, that's exciting. Well, I'll vote for you. And as a matter of fact, I think we can all vote in the BroadwayWorld.com.
No, voting ended December 31st. So now I'm just waiting for the results. Andy, to answer your question, I always try to localize the opening a bit. I like to acknowledge where I am. I think the first rule of stand-up is acknowledge the room, right? You can't just, turn on the record player and hit play. God, that's how fucking old I am.
Right. Me too, honey.
The Victrola. You can't just crank up the Victrola. You've gotta say I'm here at Oscars in Palm Springs, and man, it's fucking hot or whatever. You have to acknowledge where you are and if something happens in the room. If a waitress drops a glass, you have to acknowledge it. Otherwise, people get uncomfortable and they think you're not tuned into what's going on.
Yep, absolutely. So the question was that Andy asked for our radio listeners, because they can't see this: do you ever have to modify your comedy from East Coast to West Coast? But so what Adam was saying was you have to localize it, right?
Yeah.
You said, yeah.
Not just to the city, but to the actual location. And that comes from years of, I've done so many comedy clubs where someone's drunk and someone starts heckling. Maria, working
of course,
where you've worked all these years. Someone yells something out, someone drops something. You have to react. You can't just pretend it's not happening, because what happens is the audience gets uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They're he's on autopilot. He's not really with us.
Yeah, and you have to use it to your advantage. So if something uncomfortable happens, use it to your advantage. 100%. You have to take the reins again.
100%. I'll tell you a funny story. So most of the stories I tell on stage, I don't change the names, because I'm really not trashing anybody. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, I trash myself in this piece way more than anyone else. And a couple of the names I had to change for various reasons, but they're all true stories. And a lot of the people coming to the show are in the show or know who I'm talking about. So at one point, I'm talking about my boyfriend, Rob, the sailor, who I moved across the country to San Diego for, and how our relationship was ruined because our roommate brought home a cat to live with us without any discussion with us. And I hate cats, and the cat drove me crazy, and it's a whole thing. So the guy that dated Rob after me came to the show. And when I got to that part and I said his roommate brought home this cat, he yelled out, "Fucking Greg!" And I go, "Who's Greg?" And he goes, "The roommate." I said, "No, his name was Glenn. But thank you for fucking up my show." And everyone started laughing, and I moved on. And I wasn't mad at him. I just was responding to a heckle because that's what I'm programmed to do.
Yeah.
He, a month later, took me out. He took me to see Megan Hilty at this fabulous nightclub. She was doing her Christmas show. And at the end, he said, "I want you to know that I didn't sleep all night the night after seeing your show, because that's how awful I felt about the fact that I had ruined it." And I said, "You didn't?" I said, first of all, I didn't even remember what had happened. I go, what are you
Right.
talking about? And he reminded me, and I said, dude, I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth.
Right.
That happens. I say the first thing because I just need to get that taken care of so I can move on with this.
Yeah.
But he was so sensitive about it, and I was like, you gotta lighten up. Like, it wasn't that deep.
Right. You know, I use that term every day. It's not that. I use it with my customers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, guy, it's not that deep. Just take it easy, man.
And I'm sorry that he was embarrassed, but like, don't yell shit out during a show if
Right.
you don't want to be embarrassed.
Well, that's what it is. I think, you know, I don't know if it's that people are used to commenting on other people's stuff, and so when they've had a few drinks, it's almost like commenting. Or I don't know what it is, but it's a phenomenon now that
Yeah,
people just
and I know when it's mean spirited. He wasn't trying to fuck me out,
right.
but I still have to deal with it. You
Yeah.
know.
Sometimes I feel like people, especially if they're enjoying something, they want to be part of it.
Yes.
You know, and with comedy,
Especially
it's
after
not
drinking.
like singing where you can clap along or sing along. If you think someone is funny and they're getting a great response, you want to be part of that, you're going to jump in and try to say something funny.
Yes.
Like a lot of people do that. And, you know,
I also think gay men are so trained to watch drag shows, which is a very different animal from stand up. Drag shows are
Yeah.
very what's the word I'm looking for?
animated. They're
There's a
interactive.
response to it. They're very
Yeah.
interactive. Yes.
Yeah.
So you know, a drag queen comes out, everyone's yes, queen, yes, girl. We don't
It's
want
true.
that when we're up there telling jokes because it's just fucking up our rhythm. Like we just need you
Right.
to just listen and laugh when you're supposed to laugh. That's
Yeah.
all.
And it's what you just said is so important. Rhythm. People like songs, of course, are in rhythm, right? So we have keys. They're in keys. They're in certain
George
keys.
knows.
They have certain rhythm. They're in a certain time. And the thing is, exactly, jokes are timed
Yes.
and they have a rhythm to them. And
Yes.
if you mess it up, it's like tripping over. You have to kind of go back and it also takes the wind out of your sails a lot of times.
100%.
You know.
And there's a reason why all stand-up comedians love music and want to be singers because that is how we hear the jokes in our head. They are songs. Each bit is a song.
Wow.
And there's a moment when you're supposed to pause, and there's a moment when you're supposed to get loud, and a moment when you're supposed to pull back. And it doesn't work if we can't do all those things.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, I know that the show at Stonewall went amazingly well. People were raving about it.
And I'll tell you, I couldn't have done it any sooner than I did it. It took 20 years of doing stand-up and just getting older and like knowing myself
Yep.
and going through all this shit
Yep.
to be able to write that piece and perform it. I couldn't have done it a year ago. I definitely couldn't have done it 5 years ago. It really is something that is like a cumulative experience.
I agree. I totally agree. I love, first of all, I love autobiographical anything. I just always enjoy, like I listen to a lot of audiobooks and things like that. And let me just see what Liz said. It's a real talent to be able to do what you're describing. I agree. And so when someone is like really like telling their story, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, but you have to have lived that story. So you can't just, that's why I always love when people have lived a certain life and then they're like, okay, you know what? Let me tell you where I'm at.
Yeah,
and let me tell you what
too.
I've seen. And that to me also is such a privilege that someone shares their story with me.
Well, Maria, those are the stand-up specials that have always meant the most to me.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite specials of all time is Julia Sweeney's God Said Ha.
Oh my God.
From,
Me?
like,
Oh my God, look, I have chills.
Isn't it the
have
greatest?
chills. It's incredible.
Anyone watching or listening, if you haven't seen Julia Sweeney, God Said Ha, you've got to watch it. It is a work of genius and such a great mixture of laughter and pathos and healing. And it really, for me, like that's what stand-up is for. But I never could do that. I didn't think that I had it in me. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was worthy enough. Like my story, I didn't, like, I always felt like if I tell a story that makes people sad, they're going to be pissed off at me.
Because they expect you to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And
like
you are. You're a great comedian.
The audience somehow. But and so that special, Hannah Gadsby's 2 specials, especially the second one, Douglas, which is all about her.
I don't know that one.
Oh my God, Hannah Gadsby's Douglas might be the best hour of stand-up I've ever watched. It is so perfectly written, and it's you know who she is, right, Maria?
Yes, of course.
So
Douglas
is about her discovery, well into her 30s, that she's autistic.
Wow.
And never knew it. And in telling her story, she structures it in a way so that you understand what it is to be autistic. Like, it's actually a look inside the brain of a person who lives with autism. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I just want to let you know, because if you watch it, you're going to hate the first 10 or 15 minutes. You're going to be like, this is boring and it sucks. And at the end, she tells you, autistic people don't make a good first impression. And you're like, and you realize that the entire thing, every moment of that special is intentional. And by the end, you're laughing so hard that you can't breathe. I've seen it 5 times, and I weep with laughter every time she gets to the art history lecture. Just wait for the art history lecture.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. I love One People shows. I just love them because I think to myself, my friend Lisa Ramirez, she is a great playwright, and she wrote a couple of one-woman shows. But one of her one-woman shows is called Exit Cuckoo, and it's about the time she spent in New York while she was a writer and while she was a playwright, but being a nanny. And it's so good, and it's so mind-blowing, and she does all the parts. So she plays the kids, she plays the parents, she plays the grandparents, she plays and she plays all the different nannies that she would sit in the park with. And it's so funny, but so profound. And I agree with you. I love this stuff. I'm so excited for you, Adam.
Thank you.
This is a whole other level to your work.
Yeah, and I'll never do traditional stand-up again. I'm done just telling jokes. To me, that is so listen, the people who do it great, I have complete respect and admiration for them, and the people who love doing it, but I just don't love doing it anymore. It just feels like being a hacky magician who just keeps pulling the same rabbit out of the hat. That's what comedy became for me. I was like, I can dress this up a million different ways, but I'm really just telling the same joke over and over again.
Right.
And to be able to tell something that was really meaningful and awful and taught me something about myself and about life, that to me is so much more satisfying. And it's all I want to do right now. If I ever do another show, it'll be another one like this.
But you know what? You had to do all that comedy all those years to get to that realization.
That's right.
Leo, did you want to say something, honey?
I'll give you 3 names of progression who followed that path that you're given. Whoopi.
Yes.
Billy.
Crystal.
Yes. And Robin.
Yeah.
I mean, and Billy was just honored in the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
This past year. But they've all followed that. Those are 3 of my idols of
me too, and that's how Whoopi started. Actually, she started with those monologues that would turn at a certain point, and
she made her own words. Whoa. She wrote it because she couldn't get any words, so she said, "I'm gonna tell my own damn stories, my own damn way."
I love that. Now let's take a second and acknowledge some of our listeners. So Donna Jack Wiley has checked in. Happy New Year, my friend. I love you, Donna Jack. Donna Jack Wiley is Kenny Green's mom. Kenny Green is an amazing musical director and our friend. And he and his husband, Adam Michael Tilford, celebrated a year married this week. So we wanted to. Yes, and Donna Jack was she came to town, and she was so cute. She jumped in a cab and came to see me at Brandy's, and she was so cute. I love you, Donna Jack. She's so wonderful. Andy Prasky says storytelling is the most sought after talent in all aspects of public relations and advertising. I believe that. True. And Rick. Okay, so Rick Sudi-Caritas, who is Mr. June, by the way, in our calendar, said, I have friends in Palm Springs. Yes, please.
Please tell them.
Tell them, because nobody is going to be disappointed. People are going to be blown away. I know how great Adam is.
I imagine you'll be sold out by the end of the week. If you're that popular with that one show, I bet it'll spread.
Something great happened today, which is I put on Facebook, I was like, help needed. Please help me sell this night. Share this post, tag your friends in Palm Springs. And like, for some reason, just asking for help sometimes is a very powerful thing. And all of these people shared it. It's been shared like dozens of times.
Yep.
And people are tagging their friends. And today we moved like 10 more tickets. So
yeah,
I'm grateful to you guys and to everyone else who's helping to. It takes a village to sell a comedy show.
It really,
especially a one man,
especially an 86-seat house. That's a fairly big house.
And not in your hometown. Like, you're a Jersey, New York guy. But
I'll tell you what, I have friends driving in from San Diego. I have friends coming in from LA. I have friends from New York who have seen the show, who are flying to Palm Springs to see it again out there.
Oh my God!
It's just I don't deserve it. It's amazing. This show has been like really one of the most. This and the show I did with you and Michael are the two most rewarding things I've ever done creatively.
I was telling Leo about that earlier because I always forget. I mean, I've always loved your stuff, and I've always loved you so dearly because you would come into the duplex on Friday nights and do a little bit with Michael, and I always loved you. You were always such a sweetheart and so nice to me and all that. But when I had the honor of directing your cabaret show, oh my God, that was a whole other level of love.
You were so good.
Well, so were you. We worked very well together.
So many great ideas, and you really helped me shape that show. And it was, I wish my singing were better, but other than that, I
think you're a great singer. I know you're hard on yourself, but you were a great singer. And you and Michael, it was like we would laugh about a lot of things together because Michael is so intense, right? Michael is so intense. So Adam and I would be goofing off, but Michael was like so locked into what he was doing.
He's like a Muppet. He's like standing on the piano and his hair is flying back and forth.
So cute. Oh my
He's like
God.
a mad genius.
And Adam would be ordering pizza, and it was like so funny. And that's why I met your friend Carlo, who's so nice, who I love.
Carlo Mesa?
Yeah. So sweet.
And Erica Amato was our guest.
Oh my God. Erica Amato, the talent she was so talented. But I love your lead up to her story.
So,
and how you
when I was 16, I was in a high school production of Evita at an all girls private school. They would bring in guys to help do the musicals, and I auditioned and got the part of Magaldi. And the girl, she was a girl then, playing Ava, was a senior. I was a sophomore, and I didn't know her, and she was terrifying and wanted nothing to do with me and was enormously talented. So I tell this story on stage during my cabaret show, and I said, now, tonight, playing the part of Erica Amato will be Erica Amato. And then she comes out, and we do this little skit together where I'm like, she's like, what did you think of me when you first met me? And I go, I thought you were a bitch. What did you think of me? And she goes, I thought you were gay. And then we look at each other and we go, you were right.
Right. It was so good. And then they do this.
And then we reenact our number of Ava and Magaldi. Night of a Thousand Stars.
So good.
And Ava Beware of the City. And then I give her the beat and she does Don't Cry for Me Argentina. Because I just had to hear her sing that again.
It was so good. You were so good. The whole thing was so good. I love that show.
It was really fun.
At the duplex. How many years ago, Adam? You like
that
10
was in
years?
2014. So it's good year. Time flies, man.
And it was called Mama, I Want to Sing Show Tunes.
That's right.
So good. It's such a good show. But okay, we're going to take a second and do I don't know if you know, Adam, but we have a food section of our show. Yes. So I cook every week for the show to stay creative, because how can I expect my guests who are so creative to come on if I do not continue to challenge myself? So what did I make tonight? I'm off the keto. Well, I might go back on it tomorrow. But I've been so bad during the season, but who cares?
Who cares?
So, who cares? I'm having as many carbs as I can. So these are sweet potato. These are sweet potato gnocchi.
Yum.
Yeah, which I discovered that the Trader Joe's has them, which I love Trader Joe's.
She kills me every week.
I know. And so what did I cook them in? Did you a little bit? Okay. So I cooked them in a basil butter cream sauce with peas, garlic, and a little bit of sherry. So look at that. And then I put some cheese on that.
Get in my mouth.
Hold it up again, Maria. I didn't get that close there.
Hold on, honey.
Oh my goodness, I could
Isn't
smell
that
it.
beautiful?
The
I
taste
know.
is great. Oh my
It's really good. And then for salad, this is a little bit of a winter salad. This is romaine lettuce, Persian cucumbers, blue cheese crumble, carrots, cranberries, dried cranberries. And I'm using from the New England Olive Oil Company, which is my favorite of all of them. I'm using their Milanese Gremolata olive oil and their cranberry pear balsamic vinegar for this.
Delicious.
Oh my God.
I personally would substitute feta or goat cheese because I'm not a fan of the blue.
I
But
know.
everything else in there sounds delicious.
I know. I love, and I also, how about gorgonzola? Do you like that, or is that too close to blue? Yeah.
Nothing's pinky for me.
Yeah. You know what? My girlfriend loves feta cheese. I'm not a huge fan of, you know what I do like feta cheese with in the summer? If I get like an arugula salad, feta cheese, and watermelon.
Delish.
Yes. And then I put a little bit of hot sauce, believe it or not.
Oh,
my God, just a
little bit of
sprinkle.
spicy with the sweet.
Yeah. Oh, I love the spicy. Okay, and what am I having for dessert? Don't judge me. I don't care if you do. I have sweatpants on right now. It's been Christmas. This is a chocolate ganache cake, also from Trader Joe's. Sheet cake.
I want to get knocked on it right now.
I know you
Tell
do.
me about it.
I know you do. All right, so Liz Goldenberg says yum. And Liz Goldenberg knows Michael Isaacs very well. She's a good friend of Michael Isaacs. Liz, you might have been at that show for all I know. Speaking of Liz Goldenberg, her brother-in-law is in here, Mr. November. He is Tom Gold, who's a choreographer, and the creator of Tom Gold Dance Ballet.
Show us him.
Just a peek. If I show too much of it, then people have, I only give peeks of things. If you want this, it's $10. It's
Adam, the legs. Oh my God.
Oh my God, legs for days.
I know. And what an extension. So that's Liz's brother-in-law. He's married to Liz's brother, David. And so if you would like a calendar, $10, just reach out to me, or you can come to the Duplex or Brandy's. I always have them there. Or if you're across the country or wherever, I'll mail it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, since I do want to be in your next calendar, I should start my audition.
Oh,
my
wow.
Lord.
Whoa! You got it. He's in. Leo, he's in.
Welcome to the Fun Show.
He is Mr. February. And look at you got a little tan.
I've been tanning. Yes, I was basically in training for New Year's Eve. I knew I was going to be going out to a gay club, and I wanted to look my best. So I've been starving myself and tanning.
Liz Goldenberg says, whoa. Wow.
Her brother-in-law is whoa.
Yeah, he is whoa. Tom Gold is whoa. And her brother's gorgeous, too. And their whole family is wonderful. Okay, you know, and I do believe this, Leo, that Adam is the first of our guests in 329 episodes that has ever taken his shirt off.
That's true.
He's probably naked.
It's very on brand for me. I mean,
no, that I know.
More than this on podcasts before.
That I know. Now, speaking of podcasts, you had. Do you still have your podcast, or is
no?
that?
So for 5 years, I did the Adam Sank Show week in and week out, and honestly, I couldn't do it anymore. The workload, it's a lot.
It's a lot. But you were
Especially
on
booking
Sirius
guests
Radio
and preparing for the interviews. So we just did like a surprise new episode about a month ago.
Okay.
Just kind of out of the blue. And we may do that again at some point. Steve, my former co-host, keeps saying, like, let's do another episode. But it's just like getting it together and finding a time when we're both free and gathering all the news items. It was basically a news show with a guest interview for the second half hour.
Right. And is it in podcast? Can we find it? Can people go back and
all the
listen?
episodes exist on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the other. If you go to the podcast page, and just scroll down, you see the right side of the page, it's on all those things.
Yeah, because that's why I used to listen
Amazon
to it.
Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Odyssey, all of them.
I used to listen to it in Apple. I remember when you first started doing it.
YouTube, OnlyFans. Oh no, wait.
No OnlyFans, surprisingly. Oh yeah, you can actually listen right there. If you go down to the bottom of the page, those are like the most recent episodes.
Surprise, we're
Wow.
back.
Yeah. So, but Adam,
For me and
you,
Steve.
I know it's a lot of work, but you are great at it. So if you guys want to listen to a great podcast, you should go listen to the Adam Sank show.
We made news. Sanjaya Malakar came out as bisexual on our show, and it made
What?
international news. Yeah.
Whoa! Look at you. I love that.
And are you record? Do you guys record first and then edit, or do you go live and?
No, we were live and live to tape, so every other week was live.
Wow.
We only edited if there was like a huge audio glitch, or if like it took us 10 minutes to get the guest up and running, we would sometimes go back later. But the live shows, some of them were very dicey.
Oh, I'm sure. I know. I mean, I listened to some of them. I always loved it, but I know who you are, so I know that you don't care. You're just out there. You're out there. You always take
Tits
risks.
out.
I love exactly. Literally, you're out there. Now, Lynn Porter says Ronnie Larson should be watching. Lynn, and Adam, please feel free to forward this. Send it to because as soon as the show is over, which is in about 4 minutes, then it goes into its archive.
really?
So yeah, it's almost over. Now, Vinny Pugliese is watching. Vinny is out in Palm Springs.
Yay!
So
Oh,
Vinny,
Dr. Vinny.
Dr. Vinny, who sent me a picture of him and Paul O'Halloran at Paul Bar last week. I was like, oh my God, two of my friends collided. I loved it. So, Vinny, please, let's remind our listeners, Adam Sank, tell everybody where you're going to be next week.
I will be performing my one-man show, Bad Dates, at Oscars Palm Springs, January 11th and 12th. The 11th is sold out. The 12th has plenty of tickets. Vinny, please come and bring everyone you know.
And then, Vinny, please, when you go there, do me a favor, take a picture with Adam and send it to me. Yeah, listen, Adam will be naked. He's always naked. Adam, sometimes I say to myself when I see you on Facebook, he's still got clothes on. Why? He is always naked. Adam, when I think of you, I'll be on my deathbed and I'll think of you and I'll think of you naked.
Think of me naked.
I'm telling you. Always, Adam Sank and nudity are synonymous. That's it. So,
Hey, Vincent.
Vinny, there he is. Will do. Vinny will be
Will
there.
do.
He's amazing. He's an amazing guy, super
Bless you,
smart,
Vincent.
and he's got a great laugh. Vinny
Great.
has a great laugh. You will love Adam Sank's show. So please, make sure you introduce yourself, Vinny. Okay. All right. So Adam, what we do at the end of our show is we ask, because this is a show about creative people, right? So that's what it's all about. And the people that watch the show are also very creative. So we want to leave them with something very inspiring. And this whole show's been inspiring because you've said things about, you talked about shifting and doing things for a certain amount of time and wanting to change and all that stuff and being inspired. So if someone is a creative person, which, as I said, most of the people that listen are, and they need a little jump start, what would you say? Or if they're feeling a little glum about what they're creating or not creating, what would you say to them?
I mean, what I've learned mostly from this experience is whatever the thing you're afraid to do most on stage, that's what you should do. Because with great risk comes great reward. And as we've discussed in the past hour, it really reaches people when you are vulnerable and when you're honest. It really, it affects them in a way that talent is great and having a technique is great and being a great singer, a great actor, great comedian. These are all very important things, as is, preparation and rehearsal. But vulnerability is really the thing I'm learning that connects with people on a visceral level and touches them and makes them like really grateful that you've done whatever it is you've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just don't be afraid.
That's wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Honey Bunny.
Thank you. You're the sweetest.
Oh, you're the sweetest. I miss you too, and I love you so much. I really do. Even though I haven't seen you in a while, but I always watch what you're doing, and I always when I think of you, I think of you with a lot of love. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
I really do. And okay, so again, we'll remind everybody, if you are in the Palm Springs area, tell them again where you will be.
At dates at Oscars, January 11th and 12th. The 12th still has plenty of tickets.
Okay, and the January 11th is sold out, so don't get your hopes up for that because it is sold out. But Adam also is a New York-based writer. He's a writer now, so he does everything. And so you can also, if you're not out there and you want to follow Adam, you have a website, right?
Yes, I'm on adamsank.com. I have a Facebook page, The Adam Sank Show. I am on Instagram at Adam Sank. I am on Threads. I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it anymore for obvious reasons. I'm easy to follow, and I love to interact with people on social media. I waste far too much time on social media.
I know, me too, but I love it. I love being connected to people.
I do too.
Okay, honey. Well, when's your birthday, by the way?
February 23rd.
Oh, so you have to be February, Mr. February.
Yes, and
so
I'm going to be...
You are looking at next year, not the 2024, because this is the calendar's already finished, and there are hotties on the back, although you have to buy the calendar, see them up close. But Adam is going to be, you heard it on our show, Mr. February 2025. Okay? There he is. Oh, no. Oh, he has underwear on. Thank God. He's going to do it. He's always...
Can I show my butt? Are we on Facebook?
If you want to. I don't care. Oh, my God. All right. He's always... I'm sure your mother's like, Adam, put your clothes on.
That's enough of that. I can't even get into the position properly. That's how uncoordinated
I don't need you to. I love you as a friend. You never have to bend over backwards, literally, for me. Don't worry about it.
Well, bending over forwards is one of my favorite things to do.
I can imagine. It's part of the story. Leo, oh my God, are you going to be okay, Leo?
It's warm here.
Oh my God, John Pietaro, who's also a radio guy.
Vulnerable.
Yep, there he is. All right, folks, we love and appreciate you. Leo, would you like to leave our guests with anything?
If you're in Palm Springs, you better not miss Adam Sank.
Yeah, and I hope you can get there, Leo. I really do.
I hope so.
And please take a picture with Adam while he has his clothes on, because they'll come off.
I know.
I'm telling you.
You already auditioned.
He did audition. Oh, he's got a call back already. Folks, we love you. Come back every week, and we will always have something for you. I don't promise that anyone else will ever be naked.
Well, now they will.
No, they're not going to. Nobody's going to do that. They're going to give it to you. You have taken the crown on that. So break a leg, honey. We love you. Leo, thank you for everything you do. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Love you.
Fine with me.